like, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow. Thank you. Let's continue. The Wheels of London. London, a city built on motion. Every day, more than 9 million journeys weave through its streets, a constant pulse of movement that never sleeps. For centuries, London has evolved through how its people travel, from the horse-drawn carriage to the underground, from the red double-decker to the black cab. But in the early years of the 21st century, the city faced a challenge: congestion, pollution, and the growing urgency of climate change. What London needed was something simple, something human. And in 2010, an unexpected idea rolled onto the streets. Rows of bright blue bicycles, sturdy, practical, and available to everyone. They were officially called Barclays Cycle Hire, but Londoners had another name for them: Boris Bikes. To some, they were a political vanity project. To others, a symbol of progress, of a cleaner, greener London. Few could have guessed that these bikes would one day become part of the city's identity. The idea wasn't born here. In 2007, Paris launched Vélib, a revolutionary public cycle hire system. For the first time, a modern metropolis made cycling accessible to everyone, tourist or commuter, rich or poor. Boris Johnson, a self-professed cycling enthusiast, saw an opportunity. He wanted to reshape the capital, not just through policy, but through pedals. Under Transport for London, planners began designing a system that could serve one of the world's busiest cities. It would need technology, logistics, and a deep understanding of how people move. Thousands of bikes, hundreds of stations. A new infrastructure layered onto a city built centuries ago. Proposed docking stations, engineers surveying streets. It was bold, expensive, and entirely untested at this scale in Britain. But London was ready to try something different. As the plans took shape, the politics began. Critics questioned the cost. Nearly £140 million in its first phase. Skeptics mocked the notion of Londoners cycling through rain, wind, and chaos. Boris Johnson, archive audio. Cycling is not just for lycra-clad lunatics, it's for everyone. And we're going to make it happen? The scheme's partnership with Barclays gave the bikes their bright blue color, and Boris his accidental branding coup. Some laughed, some loved it. Please like, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow. Thank you. Let's continue. But everyone was talking about it. The Boris bike was about to make its debut, and London was about to change forever. The launch. Crowds gather around the first docking stations. Reporters with microphones. A sense of excitement. July 30th, 2010. A humid summer morning. London awoke to a new sight. Hundreds of bicycles lined up in perfect blue rows. The first 315 docking stations opened across central London, holding 6,000 bikes ready to ride. Within hours, the system was alive. Thousands of journeys logged, dozens of smiling riders, and a few confused faces trying to work the payment screen. The mayor himself led the charge, declaring London the greatest cycling city on earth. But behind the scenes, the system strained under pressure. Docking stations failed. Bikes went missing. The website crashed. Laughing riders shrug as they walk their bikes home. Yet the spirit of the city prevailed. Londoners rolled with it. Literally, nighttime London. Vans loading bikes, workers in fluorescent jackets. Each night, when the city sleeps, a quiet army gets to work. Their mission: to keep London moving. Inside a redistribution van, driver checks a tablet. Every evening, thousands of bikes are collected from overcrowded docks and redeployed to empty ones, ensuring balance by dawn. Inside TfL control room, glowing maps of the city. At the heart of the system lies a digital brain. Transport for London's control hub. Here, algorithms track every bike in real time, predicting where demand will rise or fall. Technicians repair bikes, test brakes, replace chains. Each bicycle endures heavy use, tens of thousands of rides a year, strong frames, puncture-proof tires, built to survive London's cobbles, curbs, and commuters. Mechanic wipes his hands, smiles. This invisible workforce keeps the system alive. Without them, London would stall. changing the city, cyclists weaving through rush hour traffic, riverside paths, parks. Gradually, something profound began to happen. The city started to breathe differently. Commuters cycling past Parliament, students along South Bank. Bikes replaced bus rides. Commuters swapped car keys for helmets. Tourists explored new corners of the capital, guided not by taxis but by pedals. Journeys per day, emissions saved, calories burned. By 2014, over 30 million journeys had been made. By 2020, more than 100 million. Each trip reducing congestion, cutting carbon, and reconnecting Londoners with their streets. Mother riding Hyde Park Corner. The Boris Bike had become something unexpected, a small, simple solution to some of the city's biggest problems. The culture of cycling, from transport to identity, commuters to culture. As the bike spread, something cultural began to shift. Cycling was no longer just a means of getting to work. It was a statement. Londoners embraced the lifestyle. Pop-up cycling cafes appeared in Shoreditch and Camden. Social rides filled the weekends. Art, fashion, and photography began celebrating the humble bicycle. Once dismissed as niche or eccentric, cycling became fashionable, empowering, cool, and the infrastructure followed. Cycle superhighways stretched across the city, linking east to west, north to south. London was redesigning itself for two wheels. For many, the Boris Bike wasn't just transport, it was freedom. Freedom to explore, to connect, to reclaim the city at human speed. Challenges and controversy, cycling accidents. But progress came at a cost. With more riders came more risks. Accidents rose. Lives were lost. Candlelit vigils, flowers by lampposts. Each tragedy forced the city to confront hard truths about safety, design, and respect on the roads. Campaigners rallied for protected lanes, better education, and stricter traffic laws. And slowly, change followed, not just in infrastructure, but in attitude. Today, London's cycling movement strives for inclusion, for children, for the elderly, for those with disabilities, because cycling, at its heart, belongs to everyone. The future of the ride. Theme: evolution, sustainability, and legacy. Red Santander bikes, electric models gliding silently through Canary Wharf. 15 years on, the Boris Bike looks different. Now under Santander's banner and fitted with electric motors, the system has entered a new era. Smartphones have replaced docking screens. AI predicts demand. Every trip now feeds into a growing map of how London moves. TfL data scientists, climate policy experts. This is more than convenience. It's part of London's response to a global crisis, the urgent need to reduce emissions and build sustainable cities. Each ride, each pedal stroke, is a small act of resistance against pollution and paralysis. A quiet contribution to a cleaner future. Legacy and reflection, 56 to 60. Soft morning light. Cyclists cross the Millennium Bridge. Children learn to ride in a park. What began as a political experiment became a public treasure. A fleet of bicycles that changed how Londoners live, work, and see their city. Montage of faces, students, couriers, pensioners, tourists. Today, the scheme carries millions of journeys each year, but its true legacy isn't measured in miles. It's in moments. Moments of freedom, of joy, of connection. Slow motion, bikes gliding through puddles, laughter, sunlight on chrome. The Boris Bike is no longer about politics or profit. It's about people, moving forward, together. Final aerial shot of London at dusk, cyclists flowing like blood through veins of the city. In a city that never stops moving, a simple idea helped it move better. And with every pedal stroke, the wheels of London keep turning. Boris Bikes, the wheels of London. Please like, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow. Thank you.